Sports Podcast. I said, welcome to the Dirty Sports Podcast with Andy Ruther and Joe Prano. Welcome to the Dirty Sports Podcast.
Welcome to the Dirty Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Andy Ruther, coming to you live from Cincinnati, Ohio, with my co-host from Port Hueneme, California, Joey No Chill Prano.
Hello, Andy.
Good, happy Good Friday.
Good Friday. Today's the day. What? They killed him?
Yeah, today's the day they killed Jesus Christ.
Came back on Sunday?
He's like, I'm back, fam.
Yeah.
What if Jesus was strolling down the street just like, what up, fam? And the disciples are like, yo, I thought he was dead. He's like, I'm back, bitches. He's just doing all these characters. They're like, did he turn into Dave Chappelle?
He's pretty much Dave Chappelle's coloring, right? That's what the world doesn't want to. Jesus was already resurrected and came back. Jesus returned to earth, and then he was killed for being an Arab.
I think the world accepts it at this point. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, you got not the church paintings, but yeah, man. He's a brown dude.
Yeah.
Probably really brown in the sun all the
AF.
time.
Yeah, exactly.
He's probably really brown. I don't think they had SPF.
Just walking the earth. There's not a lot of renderings of Jesus in a sun hat. So it's safe to say he was brown.
I'd love to see how many, I want to see his Apple Watch. Yo, how many miles you putting on today, G?
Yeah.
Jay, how many miles you put on, man? You going in sandals? You going barefoot? He's walking everywhere. The whole crew. I mean, you could say he's like one of the, would that be like an original posse?
The OG posse.
Like an entourage?
Yeah. Jesus was the original Vinny Chase, is what you're saying?
Title of the episode. Jesus was the original Vinny Chase. I mean, I always wonder, how much walking around were they really doing?
Jesus was the original rapper, that's for sure. Brown guy, 10 dudes with him.
Oh, yeah.
Causing havoc wherever he goes. They're like, Jesus is here. Holy shit. People selfieing with Jesus.
I don't know what his bling would have been, though.
Yeah.
Like, what's the Jesus? The irony is people wear him as bling now.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
They're like, what is that? He's like, that's me. You'll get it one day.
It's like Back to the Future.
Yeah.
You'll get it one day.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Today, they nailed to it. Dude, that's insane to me to think that they used to nail people to crosses. Like, that used to be just like, hey, man, this is how you're going to die. Like, that's got to be one of the all-time worst ways to die.
Yeah.
Because you also die because of asphyxiation.
Is that true?
Yeah.
What is that? How so?
You basically can't, the way you're positioned is like you eventually can't. I think it's a mixture of you can't breathe and just your whole insides actually shut down.
Yeah.
Let me Google that.
That checks out.
Right?
I mean, sure.
How does crucifixion actually kill you? Dude, the Romans were savages. Right?
Imagine the first guy that got nailed to a cross, and then Jesus is like the guy who's like known for it. He's like, yo, I was the OG. Everybody talks about Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. When they did it to me, man.
Yeah, the most, I was right. Asphyxiation, pericardial and pleural effusion. The body struggles to get enough oxygen fluids, can be around the heart and the lungs, dehydration, organ failure. God, for lack of a better term. God damn.
Yeah.
Not a way.
So
Dude,
much like your organs, like so much is happening to your body at once. Like, damn, are we getting crucified? Getting hit on all angles right now. My organs are giving up. I'm asphyxiating. I got fluid. These
And I don't
motherfuckers
know.
crucified me, didn't they?
I mean, and imagine if they made you walk. They made you walk.
Your
with
organs are just like, put down your arms, bro. And then like, fuck, I think we might be crucified.
They made you walk with that thing before you did it.
Yeah.
Sometimes it'd be like, we're gonna shame you throughout the neighborhood.
Imagine having to carry the electric chair into the fucking room.
I shouldn't be laughing. It's so dark. Yeah. You're gonna carry the gun that we're just gonna all unload on you, the fire squad. Hey, you know that lethal injection? We want you to walk around the prison for a few minutes with it. Then we're just gonna pump your body full of it.
You mind giving this thing a little flick? Good Friday.
You think you get the last meal on death row? You think they could have at least given him the last meal? I guess we had the Last Supper.
Yeah, but he didn't know.
But he did.
But well, let's be honest.
I mean,
did the Last Supper even really happen?
I don't know. I don't know.
They're all sitting on the same side of the table. That seems suspect.
I don't know if any of it really happened.
Hey guys, just in case somebody paints a picture of this, let's all sit on the same side of the table like we're at a fucking roast. Old Friars Club roast of Jesus.
I don't know if any of it happened, but I know if
they didn't invent the fucking round table until what? Fucking Camelot? Jesus was a fucking carpenter.
Allegedly. Like, which is crazy too. Imagine the guy who came in to like fix something in your house was God.
Yeah.
You're like, hey man, I'm not trying to be a dick, but like you did some shoddy work. He's like, I'm Jesus. I'm like, I've heard this one before.
Yeah.
Like,
well, there's a lot of guys who have been fucking accused of shoddy work named Jesus through the years. He's like, it's actually Jesus.
I wonder why he chose that line of work, carpentry.
Because his dad was a carpenter, bro.
Was Joseph a carpenter? I should know this.
Yeah.
All those years of Catholic education.
I think that was the deal. He's like, Dad, what do we make? He's like, long tables, dude. We make long ass tables.
In fact, your last meal, you're gonna be having them on a long ass table.
He just makes those tables that are in every fucking brewery. Like, you want to sit with 20 people you don't know? A couple kids, somebody's dog. We got them we got them Last Supper tables.
Oh man. My nephew, he's going through all that stuff before his first communion, learning it. Apparently, he's real smart. He's autistic, and he's like,
never play baseball, never play Texas.
you would. By the way, that joke's everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. He apparently he was asking my brother, man, he's asking questions they don't know how to answer. He's like, so, like, if Jesus saved us, and this is pretty smart for like a second grader. He's like, but Judas, apparently he was saying something along the lines like, so Judas is bad, but Jesus isn't crucified unless he turns him in. It's like, is he like a hero in a way? I'm like, I never thought about that. It's the term Judas, you don't want to be called a Judas, but then it's like, well, if Judas doesn't turn him in, then there's no crucifixion, and then there's no religion. Like, there's levels. There's levels to questioning that. Pretty insightful for a second grader. That's all I'm saying. Shout out to my nephew. That's
why they don't want kids getting autism, Andy. They want to keep these kids from getting autism, because then autism, people will be like, hey, I know I have weird social skills, but everything you believe is bullshit. And they're like, hush up, autism. And he's like, your stuff's dumb.
Where is that quote from?
What's that?
The RFK Jr.
No, he decided to do it like he gave a little town hall recently talking about how everybody's got autism, and every autistic person can't do anything.
Yeah, I don't know why he said that. I do think autism is over labeled in spectrum and all that.
Well, it is a spectrum again, you know.
For sure, but that's my point. Is like I feel almost people. It's all. I know this might sound crazy. People be like, "Oh, I'm autistic," or be like, "Oh, he's autistic. She's autistic." I'm like, are they just? By the way, I'm not. Of course, it exists. I'm not saying it doesn't.
Right.
I just am like, or are you just like socially weird?
Right. Well, that's just an element of it, and you're required to have other elements of it to be considered, to be diagnosed. You could just be like socially awkward. That's a different thing. But it goes hand in hand with a bunch of other stuff. Like
For
a bunch
sure.
of people replied to my video and they're like, "That's OCD," and I'm like, I don't know if you know this, but like they go hand in hand. Like you're way more likely to be OCD if you're autistic than if you're not.
Yeah, that makes sense. That tracks.
You're way more likely to be socially awkward if you're autistic than not.
Stand-up comedian, good profession too.
For autism.
Or socially awkward, both.
Yeah. I'm socially awkward, but I want to stand in front of people.
Wouldn't you agree?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, even some of the biggest guys, you ever met Daniel Tosh?
Yeah.
Dude couldn't be more awkward.
Yeah.
More uncomfortable. Also, doesn't he have like an OCD, Howie Mandel?
Yep.
Like, hey, I'm so awkward, but I'm going to make a living standing in front of strangers and talking to them. It's kind of fascinating if you think about it. We are going to talk some sports, guys. Welcome to the show.
Andy, can I get a couple announcements out of the way right up front? Tomorrow, it's Mets Cardinals on national television. They're on Fox at 1 p.m. Pacific time, so that's 4 p.m. Eastern. Not even followed. It'll happen basically concurrently unless the Mets Cardinals game goes super fast. But Knicks, Detroit, game 1, first round Eastern Conference playoffs starts at 3 Pacific. So that's 6 Eastern. I think I'm going to try to go live and just do the whole afternoon from 1 until the end of the Knicks game in my shed, drink some Miller Lights, etc. So I haven't quite figured out what method I'm going to use to do that yet. So first things first, just subscribe if you're listening to this and you're not already subscribed to our Substack, my Substack, our YouTube, my YouTube, all free. You can just do all that for free. But I'll put on socials tomorrow. I'll share it on our socials. Maybe you can join me if you're around. I know weekends are tough when you got kids, but if you want to pop in for a little bit, convince me to eat wings or whatever you do during these kind of things. I'm going to figure out how to do it. It'll probably be via Substack one way or the other. So if you're subscribed to mine and our Substack for free, you should be able to see it. But yeah, felt crazy not to go live for 2 nationally televised New York games. Mets, Knicks, back-to-back, overlapping even.
What's your feeling heading into that Knicks series?
I think it's going to be a battle. A lot of Knicks fans whose opinions I appreciate are worried. I'm not worried. I think that we have some playoff experience. We've got some guys who I think are stood up. We're mostly healthy. I think it'll be a tough series because Detroit's come on strong, and I think they'll do a good job with Brunson. But I think we win that series. But I can see it being, a good series. And, again, I went into this past offseason really hopeful about what the Knicks could put together to compete for a title. I don't want to say they made some wrong moves because I think that they thought they needed to, I don't want to say the Karl Anthony Towns move was the wrong move, but I'm not sure it's like the over the hump move. I think, like I've said, I miss Hartenstein. I miss DiVincenzo and not because they were a part of that great team that was, I was very emotional about, but it's just We don't have a ton of guys on this team that go out, get their own shot. Now, Mikal Bridges, there was a lot of draft picks given away for him. OG Anunoby got a max contract. Karl Anthony Towns has playoff experience and can be a great scorer, is a great scorer. I think this is going to be I think the first series against Detroit is going to be very telling if we actually I thought last year if we were healthy, we could have challenged the Celtics. We weren't healthy. Obviously, we got by Indiana because we weren't healthy. I thought healthy we could challenge the Celtics. This year, I don't even think healthy we can challenge the Celtics unless all of these guys are like, hey, man, we knew we've been cruising into the 3rd seed the whole season. From 2 weeks into the year, it's pretty obvious that the Knicks were going to be a top 3 seed. So we didn't really have to show them everything. It's going to be interesting now to see if can those guys, Mikal Bridges, Karl Anthony Towns, OG Anunoby, take their games to a next level and really be able to challenge somebody. OG Anunoby was fantastic when Brunson was out, but we'll see. I'll tell you what, I'll feel a lot more confident about their sort of championship potential if they just smack the Pistons. But the Pistons are on the come up, and they're a tough team, and I think it'll be a good series, but I do think the Knicks will win.
Where are we looking for upsets here? Come NBA playoffs. Any ones where you're I could see huge, major possible upset.
I mean, the 7 seed Warriors taking on the 2 seed Rockets, what's a bigger upset? An 8-1? I don't see either of the teams that could potentially take the 8 seed beating OKC or Cleveland. So, by standings alone, I would say I like the Warriors' potential of beating that Rockets team. Not because I don't like the Rockets. I do. I actually think that this Rockets team, I've sort of compared them to the Kings from a couple years ago that the Warriors also beat in a 7-2 series. That they also, that series went 7 games. But I said that Kings team would not be back. And by back, I was like, they won't be, a top seed again. And they haven't been back to the playoffs at all. So, I think Houston is building something and will be good for years to come, but they just don't have a ton of playoff experience. You have playoff Jimmy. You've also got Draymond and Jimmy together as defensive guys, being able to attack the young scorers on Houston. Plus, then, of course, you have the Steph Curry factor. Do I think the Warriors are a championship team? No, I don't. But all of a sudden, if you can get through the 2 seed, I don't think the Warriors are a contender, but I do think that they could take down the 2nd team in the West. I think that'll be a really, really, really good series. But, just like in the Kings series, what was that, 2 seasons ago? That goes to Game 7. I'll bet it all on Houston, or I'll bet it all on Golden State, even on the road.
Sure. Who do you think wins tonight? Mavs, Grizz.
I kind of think the Grizz still win even without Morant, but that's a coin. That game's a coin flip.
So I actually don't really understand. Obviously, we know the trade happened, but it's did the Mavs think they were going to be better this year? I still don't even understand. Obviously, Kyrie's out, but I don't really understand.
You don't understand it. I don't understand it. NBA fans don't understand it. The Lakers don't understand it. The Mavs don't understand it. The Mavs players don't understand it. The guy who made the trade doesn't understand it. No one understands it. The thing is, it's ununderstandable. What happens in a black hole? I don't know. It's all theoretical. Oh, there's a lack. If you get close enough to a black hole, it would suck you in. All theory. Never happened. No one's ever seen it. It's all theoretical what Mavs brass thought was going to happen, was planning on happening, was whatever. Like,
yeah, it's just crazy how that all unfolded. Still, even though we have, it seems, some insight into it. I think this Lakers T-Wolf series should be really good, right?
it should be really good. The T-Wolves are obviously a wildly different team than they were last year. Karl Anthony Towns was on the Knicks. Julius Randle's there. They also got DiVincenzo from us, obviously, but it's on Anthony Edwards. He was so good in the early rounds last year, but at the same time, you have LeBron, you have Luka, you have Austin Reeves. They have three guys who really score. They have two guys who just are, elite NBA players. They have the greatest player of all time. I think the Lakers win that series, but I think it's a good series.
7?
No. But still good. Still a good series.
6.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I think the Clippers Nuggets series is going to be a super fun one.
And who you got coming out there? Nuggets, I assume.
I've gone back and forth a couple times. Everybody's really, really high on the Clippers. I like this Clippers team. I think this Clippers team's good. I still kind of have the Nuggets. The thing about the Nuggets that scares me is the coaching thing. I know it's like, oh, well, they've been playing well since the whatever, but I'm just like, yeah, I don't know. Fool's gold a little bit. I'm on the Nuggets, but if you asked me to bet on it, I'd be like, that's a stay away from me. I could see, the Clippers have looked so good in April. And, it's all about getting hot. So, but they're also the Clippers, right? Everybody's like, Clippers are underrated. The Clippers, I think I saw a Bill Simmons clip come across my TikTok yesterday where he was like, I think the Clippers are the second best team in the West. And I was like, bro, tap the fucking brakes, dog. Like, what are we talking about? They're the Clippers. They wouldn't be the second best team in the West if they were the number one seed in the West, because they're still the Clippers.
Yeah. I stand by that. That's always my take on teams. Like, when you have a history, until you prove the history wrong, I don't care the sport.
But I think the Clippers can win that series, and then that would be like beating a team that won a championship recently, who has the best player in the world without a doubt. That's in your first year in a new stadium. Like, as far as changing history goes, the history of the Clippers is just laundry at this point. You know what I mean? Like, they don't have the same owner, they don't have the same building, they don't have the same guys, they don't have the same we're not talking about a Doc Rivers, Donald Sterling Clippers team. Like, as far as changing your culture goes, they're doing everything that you possibly can to change your culture. So even if they didn't get to a NBA Finals this year, for example, or a Western Conference Finals, I think you could start chipping away at that. Like, we're no better than our history by beating a Nuggets team, first year in your new building, all this stuff. I think that could be a good step toward that.
Yeah.
Which, again, we've talked about this with the NFL and the way you have to look at different teams. It's like, Detroit made it to an NFC Championship game. Like, they're not same old Lions, Now they're a different kind of same old Lions where we're like, that maybe, you still got same old Jared Goff. But they're not the punchline, at least not for the foreseeable future that they were for so long. And I think the Clippers, have that opportunity here. We're not playing in somebody else's building.
Yeah, it's true. Obviously, well, shit, man. I mean, I was going to say, Ballmer's not that new though. Ballmer bought that's 10 years,
Right.
more than 10 years.
But I think that's a part of it. You know what I mean? It's like, look at the Cleveland Indians were a fucking punchline forever.
Yeah.
Jacobs Field is like year 2 or whatever that they go into, like they're in the World Series. You know, you have to change uniforms, you have to change buildings, you have to change just to like say, hey, that's not us anymore. And the Clippers have done that. Now they gotta play different. And guess what? They're looking pretty good for a late in the season run. It's very un-Clippers like right there. Now let's see if it's more than that.
And then you'd have a possible rematch if the Clippers did win. Not a rematch, but OKC. And then obviously the storylines there with SGA.
Yeah.
In that trade.
And that's just, to me, like that's where it ends for them, you know? Even if they were in. I just think OKC is so good, so deep, so young. This could be OKC's year to build their playoff, experience, but this could also just be the year that they win. Like, I think they're really, really good. I think they've been so good the whole year. People are like not even talking. Like, it's almost like they're the 10th NBA storyline going into the playoffs, and I'm like, damn, they got the league's leading scorer, potentially the MVP, on the best team in the best conference.
Yeah. Well, when do they start? Tomorrow, like the full playoffs.
Yeah, tomorrow.
Are you still doing your zigzag?
Oh, I'll have to look at that. So, it's great. I usually I'll start looking at lines, tonight. I would imagine that I'll pick a couple of I'll tell you what. I don't know what the spread is on Knicks Pistons game 1, but bet the Pistons. And then, yeah, I'll have to look at some. I would say Pistons. I probably like Minnesota. I don't know who would be favored in the Denver Clippers game. Here, I'm gonna have a
pull it
quick
up.
look.
Let's pull it up.
NBA tomorrow.
All right, so
Knicks 7.5. I'm on the Pistons hard. Indianapolis 5.5. I'm on the Bucks hard. Might even take the Bucks to win that game. Denver's -2.5. It's almost too small. But if you want to ride the whole slate just to be safe, I would go Clippers. Lakers 4.5. Yeah, I'm going Nuggets. So right now I am Celtics 13.5. That is potential stay away, but also, again, if you're going to go the whole slate, and then Warriors Rockets. Oh, give me the Warriors money line in that game. Yeah, I like it. I like going, better safe than sorry. Play the whole zigzag slate. Play all the dogs game 1.
Yeah.
If you wanted to stay away from games, stay away from the Boston game and stay away from the 1-8 games. But the money's always in. Just play all of them.
Well, I mean, you got to take the Clippers, right? I saw Ben Simmons. He's been playing the scout team as Jokic. Dude, the Ben Simmons thing is fascinating to me. How it's not really talked about that much, but just the drop off, the lack of progression on a guy who had so much potential out the gate.
What's crazy is,
Saying to me,
and not to dunk on Philly, but I will, because fuck Philly. And we also have to talk about your Wawa situation out there in Ohio. Ohio just literally trying to do its best to, like, are you actively trying to become a worse state by the day? But the thing about Ben Simmons is there's been a lot of NBA busts, and there's been a lot of guys who came in with potential and didn't live up to the hype or whatever. What there hasn't been a lot of is a lot of guys with high potential that come in, don't live up to that potential, and still get the max deal. Ben Simmons never showed he was deserving of a max deal. Never. And Philly was like, yeah, trust the process. The process has been you guys tanking games for a decade. And now you have an injury-prone center and a point guard that cannot shoot the basketball, and you're going to max them both out. The process at this point should be get all the Philadelphia fans drunk on Yingling at the local Wawa and have them burn down your fucking stadium. That's the process. Insurance fraud.
Well, Joe, Wawa is here. It's in the greater Cincinnati area. It's like, I don't know. It's out in like kind of way out by the burbs. An area called Liberty Township. I'm actually reading now. This is gonna sicken you. People wait. I'm just scrolling through here some articles on Twitter. When Wawa opened its first location in Ohio, some customers started lining up as early as 3:30 in the morning.
And the question is, for what?
Well, they probably obviously had a good marketing campaign.
Yeah, but like, what are you? That's the thing. I'm like, I literally don't know.
Free stuff.
Oh, free stuff.
You people go nuts. High schoolers are, dude, this is nuts. I'm reading the article here. Okay. Yeah. Opened its first Ohio location. The Lakota East High School marching band performed as Wawa customers got free coffee at the new store.
Coffee? Listen, Andy, you know this about me. I am coffee obsessed. Right?
You're going to die when I say what I'm
And I lived, no joke, I lived 2 blocks from a Wawa in college. And I went there regularly. It was a convenience store. I went there if we ran out of fucking milk. I went there if I needed a fucking bag of Doritos. I would go there late night to get a hoagie because it was the only thing open. And I was like, okay, I'm eating at a fucking gas station. Okay. But they're open. And their hoagies, it's better than Subway. And it's open at fucking 2 a.m. Okay. So I ate my fair share of Wawa fucking hoagies. I bet you my junior and senior year, I ate fucking 200 of them, but I never once had a Wawa coffee. Never. I was like, I'll go to a coffee shop I'm going to the fucking coffee over here. I've never in my life had Wawa coffee, and I've had 200 Wawa hoagies. Also, remember when Dunkin' Donuts came out to California? And they're like, we opened our first Dunkin's. I love me some Dunkin' Donuts. I love Dunkin' Donuts coffee. I like me a croissant sandwich. I like me a glazed donut. Okay. I was like, I'm not lining up for it. What are we lining up for? They're donuts.
Yeah, it was insane.
They're donuts.
They opened that first one in Santa Monica.
2 weeks from now, it'll be empty, and I'll go. I don't know what you're lining up for. Like, what, you're lining up for coffee?
Well, here we go. Here we go right here.
This is a journey that started over 3 years ago here in the Midwest. Excited to be here in Liberty Township.
Hold on. Let's get this.
Oh my God. The amount. Count the neck beards. Let's play Count the Neck Beard.
Let's get this accurately. Here we go.
This is a journey that started over 3 years ago here in the Midwest, and we couldn't be more excited to be here in Liberty Township to celebrate the opening of our first Ohio location.
We are so excited to be open now in Liberty Township. We can't wait for all y'all to come out and see us.
It was awesome.
A lot of fun.
It was awesome.
Great food, great coffee. I loved it. First of all,
Definitely high school kids.
I like it.
I've been away from a Wawa for the past 12 years, so I'm stoked to have a Wawa near my house. We couldn't do what we do without partners like Wawa. From the bottom of our heart at the American Red Cross, thank you, Wawa, for everything you do for the people of Ohio.
Can't wait for this community partnership to really expand and really make a difference for everyone that we're serving in the tri-state area.
What's the Wawa mascot too? Is that a goose?
Let's play that again.
Ohio.
Can't wait for this community partnership to really expand and really
Just a goose.
make a difference for everyone that we're serving in the tri-state area. Congratulations, Wawa, on your first Ohio store.
There it is. Is that a goose?
Yeah.
By the way, I think my dad's been reincarnated as a goose. I'm not joking. I talk about it. I talk about it on the Andy Ruther show. There's a goose that's been camped out outside my dad's old Honda Accord, which we sold to the neighbors. And I'm like, I think that's Walt. I think he was reincarnated as a goose. I share some. My brother's got some wild videos.
Well, I'm not going to do the goose bit I was about to do about the Wawa fucking mascot then.
You can do it. My dad could still be a goose. Why?
I was like, a goose is like the perfect fucking mascot for Wawa, because geese just like shitty bread and taking disgusting shits everywhere.
Could be Walt. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. If you're a Wawa, customer, you don't mind shitty bread, and you definitely take disgusting shits everywhere, often on people's lawns and at the park.
Well, they're probably going to eat into what's big here.
Pilot's business?
No, we have something called United Dairy Farmers, UDF, that does very similar.
Yeah.
Former Reds owner, Carl Linder, billionaire, and that was one of his many businesses. Like, you fill up, you get gas, but they also do, ice. They do like ice cream, milkshakes, like stuff like that at Wawa.
Yeah, no, they don't do any of that.
Okay,
they do have a dairy. They do have
okay.
I think it is tied to a dairy. So they have like, they certainly didn't have like soft serve and shit like that.
Okay.
Like I'm sure they have like Wawa branded ice cream. They definitely have Wawa branded milk and chocolate milk.
So maybe it's not as similar, because this place was like, oh, I get gas and it's a little convenience store, but you also were known for their specialty shakes and ice cream, and so maybe it's not like that. But
Wawa's got hoagies, the American, the Italian, the meatball hoagie.
I haven't had a hoagie in so long. They're good.
Just generally, like no sub sandwiches.
Just like that, like the hoagie I haven't had.
Like you haven't been to Jersey Mike's lately.
That's not a hoagie. It's just a sandwich.
Well, like that's kind of a hoagie.
Really?
I don't know.
A hoagie's called a hoagie.
But like, what makes something a hoagie? I think a hoagie's just a mid-Atlantic trash for submarine sandwich.
I never call it a hoagie to me. Like here in the restaurants, there's certain places, they're all Italian restaurants. They're like, we sell hoagies, the Italian hoagies.
So where I'm from, you called it a sub or a wedge. And a wedge is basically like, if you got a hot sandwich, if you got like a meatball wedge, or you got like a steak and cheese wedge or a cheesesteak wedge, they cut the bread open, but they don't fully cut through it. You know what I mean? So it's just the back of the sandwich is intact.
I got
the back of the roll, so it's holding all that hot. So that'd be your wedge.
Okay.
You're wedging it in there, right?
Yeah.
And then a sub was just like the same thing. Like if you say a sub, that's your way of saying, like, I don't want it on a roll, and I don't want it on bread. I want it on a hero, a sub, a wedge. We didn't say hoagie. Hoagies are something people eat at gas stations say. That's fucking Philly shit. It's a hoagie. A hoagie and a water and a chocolate milk. And Yingling, because nothing goes down. Nothing makes me shit like a goose, like a little milk and beer and hoagie.
Again, Walt loved Yingling, as he called it Yangling. I'm just saying. He's a goose. Or
Yangling twins.
Or he's reincarnated as a Philly fan.
Yeah.
He's not aggressive enough. So that wouldn't make sense. Can we talk about you talking about food? Can we talk about some Marlins food?
Yeah, let's go. Miami, famous for its food because everybody's on cocaine.
The hot dog tower.
Yeah. This dog tower.
It's called a hot dog tower. They offer this now at Marlins games. We have 4 hot dogs, 4 Polish sausages, and 4 corn dogs, along with loaded salchipas? Salchipapas? How's that? What's that? Salchipapas?
I don't know. It looks like French fries.
It comes with ketchup, mustard, relish, sauerkraut, and sweet onions. This doesn't even look that good, I'll be honest.
And are people trying to like take this down during the game or some shit?
I mean, every joke on here on Twitter is about this could feed all 36 people attending the game.
Yeah, exactly.
Every single joke. I'm scrolling through. Every single joke. This could feed the Marlins fans at the game. And we do have proof of that because look at this. Look at this. Look at this the other night. Look at this the other night. Let's watch this again.
Joe Schiavelli is somewhere being like, they're all stuck in traffic. And it's like, that's not the Dodgers game. It's the Miami game. It's like, oh, they suck as fans.
So this was the Marlins game. The Post said just over 7,324 fans. It's definitely not 7,000 fans at that point. Watched Marlins versus D-backs last night. This was 2 nights ago. Marlins entered the game. One game above 500. 79-degree clear skies. Perfect night of weather in Miami.
Perfect night. Yeah, like the best time to go to Marlins games is right now. April, maybe a little bit May. After that, it's going to get hot as fuck. They're going to close the roof. They've had their roof open a lot more this year than basically the entire time they've had the stadium. This is a great transition. Just, I haven't been to the Miami ballpark, and I'm like, that's one of those ones, like, do I even go or do I just like let it but I am trying to cross them all off the list. So I don't know if anybody was planning on going to see me in Georgia. I'm still doing the Athens Comedy Festival. My date for that is May 2nd, Friday, May 2nd. I was going to do some Don't Tells in Atlanta on May 3rd. It looks like they may be doing their Don't Tells the night before. I'm waiting to get confirmation for that. So if that's the case, what I'm going to do instead is go to Dodgers at Braves and check a ballpark off my list. So if you're a dirtball and you're in the greater Atlanta area and you were thinking about coming to my comedy show in Atlanta, or if you're just there and you're like, I hate your comedy, I was not going to see that at all, and want to go to a Braves game, slide in my DMs because I'm going to try to figure out how to get to Truist Park and see a game if I don't do a comedy show that night, which I'm waiting for confirmation on, but doesn't look like I will. So calling all dirtball Braves fans / Georgia residents, let's go see a ball game.
It's how new is that park?
Truist?
Yeah.
It's only a couple years old because remember they built the ballpark in the 90s for Olympics and put them there, and they already have a new one. So yeah, I think this might be their 4th season there, 3rd or 4th season there.
Because I think this one's more in the burbs.
Yeah, looks like it's out. I looked. It looks like it's northwest of Atlanta.
What part of town do you know? Is that Duckhead?
No, Buckhead. I don't think that's where it is. But
I said Duckhead, Buckhead. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that's where it is, but I'm not positive. I'm just getting to know Greater Atlanta based on Google Maps and Hotel Tonight right now as I try to figure out where I might stay in Atlanta. So,
dude, you know Atlanta. Just listen to rap. Just listen to rap.
Yeah.
But see, that's not your thing. You're not the ATL. I was big into that. You're not.
Listen, I love Outkast, but I don't fuck with the rest of the scene really.
Oh, really? Ludacris?
I mean, I like Ludacris. I don't want to say I don't love Ludacris because I like Ludacris as a guy and I like a lot of Ludacris songs. So I don't want to be on record as being like, I don't love Ludacris. I love Ludacris. It's just there hasn't been a lot of Ludacris songs that I get in my car and go, I need to hear some Luda right now. Now, that being said, I do love 2 Chainz. Isn't he from Atlanta?
Yeah.
I love 2 Chainz. In fact, I made a whole playlist called featuring 2 Chainz. It's all 2 Chainz best songs and songs 2 Chainz is featured on. And I've said this before, and I'll say it again. 2 Chainz is just a better and next evolution of Snoop Dogg. It's like his albums, man. But him featuring, if he's featuring on your track, that shit's about to be lit. He's
like the rap version of Nate Dogg. Right?
Yeah.
Nate Dogg great on the hooks.
Yeah.
Nate Dogg's solo albums, what am I listening to?
Right.
I don't know. I used to love me some 2 Chainz. You know that.
I'm gonna bump my 2 Chainz playlist all the way to and from Atlanta the whole time I'm there. I'm just be like, yo, can I hang out? Does Titty Boy want to go to a Braves game?
I used to watch those videos. He would go around in those segways. You ever see those?
Yeah. The birthday song video is the greatest video of all time. Just like midgets on fucking tricycles and shit.
Oh, that's a great segue, by the way. Speaking of midgets, we got to talk about the Mike Leach thing.
Okay, perfect.
It's perfect segue.
I just Wayne Gretzky'd you.
You did.
I put this in front of the goal, man. All you got to do is smack it in.
So somebody posted on Reddit, and it's just taken off on the internet. Mike Leach was talked down from lining up a little person in the backfield and then throwing them over the line of scrimmage in short yardage situations.
I mean, listen, it's happened in baseball, right? Who's the guy who used to own the St. Louis Browns? He was like, I'm going to put Eddie Goodell, the fucking, little person hitter in because they won't be able to pitch to him. Like, he's not the first guy to think of this plan. I just assume that Nick Sirianni heard this and fucking jizzed all over the room. He just painted the walls with jizz. He was just like, why didn't I think of this? He won't even need pads. He could be naked.
So
what if I shove what if the ball goes into the midget's arms and then he gets shoved up Jalen Hurts' ass and then we throw them both over the line? It's only slightly gayer than the thing that I invented.
So how does that work? You have like a little person just designated on you're using up part of your roster.
Why not?
I would love to see it, man.
I'd love to see it too. I'd love to see it used to eliminate the Philadelphia Eagles from the next playoffs. I'd like whoever the Eagles play in the first round of the playoffs next year to be like, we don't need a backup kicker. Give me the midget. We're tossing him. Fuck it. Short yardage situations. How far do you think your typical NFL defensive end could throw a little person? I mean, we're talking about the tush push works for 4th and 1. You anything less than 6 yards. You just got to be able to throw him high enough where it doesn't get batted down like he's a tipped pass.
By the way, I put in little people playing football, and it's just a bunch of like figurines, like that look like little people's toys. Can I get a visual here? And these ones are all soccer. I mean, I'd pay to watch an all little person football game. Is it like 25 yards? The field? Like, what are we doing? Well, how are we affecting those dimensions on the field? It can't be 100 yards.
No.
Is it 50? Is it 33?
Like a reverse Canadian football field, right?
Like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got to be reverse Canadian.
Also, the ball would have to be smaller.
Which sounds like a sex move, by the way, the reverse Canadian.
Yeah, the reverse Canadian.
I feel like there's got to be one.
It's where the geese fucks you.
No, that's where geese run at you. That's where you run at somebody just flapping with your dong flapping off.
While you're eating small pieces of bread.
They are nasty little fuckers, aren't they?
Yeah.
I want this to be true. I really do.
Me too.
I want it to be true. It's sad that we'll never know.
Oh, we will know. Because Nick Sirianni's going to do it next year. No doubt about it.
And who's going to be rooting it on?
Yeah.
Me.
And you know who else is going to be rooting on? Everybody that went to that Wawa grand opening.
Hey, man, they got a Super Bowl. I will trust that process. Bring on the little people. I just don't know where you find, do you do a casting call? Like, dude, you're going to get annihilated, but you can be on the roster. And where
they're going to be like, you can't pick up a player and physically throw him. That's against the rules. And Nick Sirianni's going to be like, don't worry, I solved this. I've had Jalen Hurts doing Kegels all off season. We're going to shove the midget up his ass, and then he's going to fart him across the line.
I watched that too.
Yeah.
I'm all for it.
Midget shit merchant.
I'm all for it. I want to see like a full 11-on-11.
I just need a hoagie, a Yingling, a large chocolate milk, and Jalen Hurts shitting a midget across the goal line.
I think that's how they should do to replace the Pro Bowl. Just find like lookalikes of the players. Can we find like little people doppelgangers of the players? And they do like an 11-on-11 or 7-on-7 or something. That's what I want to see.
I love it.
Ah, dude, I would go to that. Dude, can you imagine being stoned watching that?
Well, they have what is it like the little wrestling league or whatever? They have like mini lucha libres and stuff like that.
Yeah. Oh, here's a little person.
Oh, here's a little. Would you just Google little person? Oh, here's a little person
playing football. Salt Lake Tribune. Prep football. Highlands Zach Schroeder impresses despite his size. Dang, he's 4'3", 115 pounds. So he's not looking
a big little person. It's on the upper end of little person, right?
Is it? I'm sorry. I can't. Dude, I'm a child. I see this. I see the pics and I just start laughing. I'm not even gonna pull it up. I'm immature like that. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be mean. Why at 43 am I still just laughing seeing a visual? This high school kid playing, good for him. But you make me laugh, man. I'm wrong like that. I'm wrong. I haven't seen too many little people lately, by the way. Where'd you all go? I haven't seen you in public. You all hiding? I mean, it's easy to do. You're little. Like, where'd you go?
Do we have any little dirt balls?
Oh, I wish we do. I'll adopt you.
I'll adopt you.
You can be my third kid. Hopefully you're a male.
Bruce is going to be like, God damn, bro. He's like, now I got 2 kids and a little person in daycare. This is crazy.
They get half
they
off.
They charge you extra if you send your adult little person to daycare. Do you know that? This country's out of control. Somebody's got to do something about these midget daycare prices. No one talks about it. It's the dirty little secret no one talks about.
Nobody does talk about it.
They charge you full price for midgets to go to daycare.
Oh, goddamn person in this country.
He's feeding himself. He's an adult. You don't even have to feed him at feeding time. He doesn't even take naps. He can just like help you clean up when the kids are napping. You're charging me full price?
No, he's weeding. I'm putting that fucker to work. Weed in the front yard. You're not going to daycare. Can get in those beds and weed, bro. You perfect little size. Hold Molly. You want to feed a bottle to a little baby? Perfect little. You and I can get on her they call it a learning tower. I don't know why. She's not learning shit. She crawls up this tower to, get in the kitchen. You guys can share a learning. We can have a his and her learning tower. Tell me you wouldn't watch a show with a 2-year-old and a little person adult, a baking show, a cooking show.
A baking show with a baby and a midget? Baking?
No, a toddler, Isla, like a 2-year-old. Okay. A 2-year-old and just a grown adult little person. Tell me you wouldn't watch that. Cooking with Ian and Isla. I don't know what his name is.
Ian and Isla.
Tell me you wouldn't watch that. I'd watch that. I'm gonna produce it.
I mean, I think it's already a show on TLC. I gotta assume.
Yeah, I've gone over that before. Yeah, the Little People, Big World. That's the thing. But again,
cancel. We said midget 5,000 times.
You did. I kept saying little person. I was on it. I was on it. You've been canceled, bro.
I honestly, I just can't until a little person tells me that they're offended by midget. I've heard, it's so funny because there's the whole crowd out there is like, no, the chief actually likes the Redskins name. It's like, I've heard 1,000 Native Americans say that they think Redskins is offensive and the chop's offensive or whatever. I've never seen any midget say anything about midgets. I mean, I'm sure they're out there, but like,
well, I think
it's a good word.
I think both. There's probably people who are offended and people who aren't on all those situations. I mean, you can't blanket an entire race of people.
Well, they're not a race.
Or I was talking about the Native Americans or the height challenged people. I don't what do they call a subsection? What are the little people like? Subhuman.
What do you mean, you little people?
Subhuman. I'm kidding.
Subhuman. The subhuman.
I got some good hockey news I wanted to reveal. I think we got the Ryan Clapp bump for this news story.
Okay.
Look at this, guys. NHL sets attendance record for the 2024-2025 season. Over 23 million people attended NHL games.
Wow.
At a 96.9, just round up, 97% capacity across 32 teams.
If they keep this up, their playoff games are not going to have to be shown as a lead-in to Little People, Big World on the Learning Channel.
I'm trying to prop up hockey, and you just brought them down. 3 years in a row, it's set attendance records. Well, look, the thing is, people are going. I'm just saying, like 97% attendance. People are going.
Yeah.
Not going to make us talk about it, but I mean, we are here, I guess. But I think them doing those big games outside are cool. Like they did one at Wrigley, they did one at Ohio State this year. I think that's cool.
Obviously, the Four Nations thing or whatever was,
and that's not even included. Yeah,
yeah,
that's cool. Now, what about little people playing hockey, man?
Yeah.
You know you'd watch that.
Well, I mean, that was always the joke too. It was like, why don't you just get a little person standing like directly inside the goal? It's like, there you go. Like, you don't have to worry about it. Just fill up the net. Just get a fat little person. Just squeeze them in there.
Little people, big goal. You think we've ever had a little person dirtball?
I don't know.
I'd love to know. I would love to know. What else we got going on here? What else did I want to talk about? Oh, yeah. Aaron Rodgers. I think you want to talk about that, right?
Yeah. I mean, I know that it's a bit redundant or whatever, but my thing is just like, and I don't know if both of these things came out on McAfee. Also, has the McAfee thing like I know you do it in season. Now, anytime he has anything to talk about, he just like, can Aaron Rodgers just embrace like modern culture and just like write a notes app and take a picture of it and put it on his Instagram? Like, do we need him on Zoom, Pat McAfee, every time he has some piece of information he's share? Like, why are you coming on during the offseason? He's like, oh, Aaron Glenn's an asshole. And just for the record, I'm not holding the Pittsburgh Steelers hostage. And at this point, you said it to me before the show. It's hard. I mean, obviously he hasn't stolen welfare money from the people of Mississippi, but it's hard to believe that the end of Aaron Rodgers' career has become maybe even a bigger circus than the end of Brett Favre's career.
Yeah, I was saying that before the show.
From retirement, fake retirement, hold out, not hold out, come back to the Jets, go to the whatever. He's going to go to a third team. You're like,
well, it really is. The similarities are pretty striking, and I don't know how Aaron can't see that. How his career really has played out the same way, not for different reasons, but as far as with the teams they've gone to, the drama. I guess he was mad because he flew on his own dime all the way.
Oh my God.
Well, I guess his point was that I flew there. You could have just called me or told me you guys are moving on. Which, if that's true, they could have. I actually think that's fair. That's fair.
I mean, Yeah, I mean, it's certainly fair if the conversation was, we're going to do that when he gets here, not any sort of evaluation of his attitude or his intent or anything like that, or how, anything. If they were just like, we're going to bring him here and cut him, then yeah, just save him the flight. But also, Aaron Rodgers sort of synonymous with this point with extending drama, making shit harder than it needs to be. So essentially, Aaron Rodgers is pissed off that he got Aaron Rodgers. He's like, I mean, did I have to fly here for it? Couldn't Aaron Glenn have just set up an interview with Pat McAfee and told me that way?
I don't think he plays this year. I don't think he plays.
Well, if he doesn't play this year,
is
he done?
Yeah, he should be. And I don't think realistically, knowing the Steelers, how they operate, I don't think they're really like holding out. They're like, we have Mason Rudolph again. He's nothing special. We'll go 9-8 again. Like,
are they looking to draft a QB? Is that what their plan is here? Or
I doubt it. They made the playoffs, so they're not going to have a good draft spot. What are they, 20-something? 20th?
Yeah, but there's going to be guys hanging around. The kid from Alabama, the kid from Ole Miss. After you got the top of the.
I think the kid from Ole Miss
was expected to go higher.
No, I don't know. I was just looking it up. I'm not sure. I think the Jets should put a little person at quarterback. a little jet.
Kyle Aronofsky is somewhere right now just furious. He's like, you defended the Daniel Jones signing and now you're making fun of them signing a midget. How dare you? I'm like, okay. No one forced you to sign a midget.
Well, Joe, tomorrow when you're doing the live stream and watching baseball and basketball, I know you're going to be drinking some Miller Lights.
Absolutely. I have a bunch of Miller Lights in my Miller Lite fridge behind me, which you can see under the reflection of my Miller Lite sign. I have a bunch of Miller Lights in there, but at this point today, I think I'm going to be like, just to be better to be safe, because I don't like going to zero ever, and I don't have to. I think I'm probably going to go out today and load up on some Miller Lights, because tomorrow's going to be a good day, live sports watching with some Miller Lights. I'll tell you, Andy, it's almost going to be as good as yesterday. Let me tell you what I did yesterday. Andy Laz and I went out to a local golf course right near me, Olivas Links, which I've heard is fantastic for years and years and years. Finally made it there. Little Thursday, 12:40 tee off. Ends up just being us and a twosome. I had the foursome. I canceled 2 spots. No one took them. Me and Laz, we go out. They sell the Miller Lite pint bottles in the pro shop. A full day of drinking Miller Lights in the golf course yesterday. Peak Thursday. We leave. I take him to my favorite dive bar, the Rudder Room, and have some more happy hour Miller Lights. Pint bottle Miller Lights into glass bottle Miller Lights, golf course to dive bar. Just the perfect day. I came home. I got home last night and I got undressed, took my golf gear off. And my girl goes, where are you going? I was just like, it's been too good of a day. I had pint bottles, then I had glass bottles. I'm going to the shed to get a can. I was like, I'm going to hit all the styles. I literally said to her yesterday, I go, I think we might need a draft system. She's like, please don't do this to me. I was like, I think we need Miller Lite. If you're listening, I think I need a draft system. I think I need home drafts. Because tomorrow, drinking draft beer all day for Mets, Knicks, Clippers. It's gonna be a full day, and I'm gonna go out and get my. Am I gonna go out and get them, or am I gonna get them delivered? I don't know. Maybe I just go ahead and go use MillerLite.com/dirty sports today, and I get them delivered. You know what? That's what I'm gonna do. Right after the show, I'm going to use MillerLite.com/dirty sports and get my Miller Lights for tomorrow's Day of Glory, as I'm calling it, delivered. And you can get your Miller Lights delivered so that you can watch along and participate virtually in what I've now branded as Miller Lights Joe Prano Day of Glory. Miller Lite collab sign Joe Prano Day of Glory. Joe Prano's Miller Lite Day of Glory.
There we go. He finally figured it out. Miller Lite, great taste, 96 calories. Go to MillerLite.com/dirty sports, like Joe said, to find delivery options near you. Or you can pick up some Miller Lite pretty much anywhere they sell beer. It's Miller time. Celebrate responsibly. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. 96 calories and 3.2 carbs per 12 ounces. I don't know how that equals in little people terms. So we're gonna have to figure that out. You know me, I get on a kick, man. I get on a kick. I really want to throw a little person in the mix with my family, though. I think I might look into that.
I mean, I know a guy. We had one at Mikey's bachelor party.
But like, I'm talking about like adopting.
Oh, okay. If you want to take one for a test drive, I'm just saying.
Okay. I mean, I got my brother gave me his kid's old electric, like cheap car. It's a two-seater. I'm just saying. I could have somebody to ride with her.
I'm just imagining, the clasped arm shake me. It's just you and a little person's baby hands in a midget version of that meme.
Oh God, I have such bitch hands. I really do. They say about guys with small hands.
Their dicks look big when they jack off.
My penis feels enormous when I masturbate. Old Andy Ruther joke. Dude, you'll love this. I was talking to an old high school buddy. I'm getting involved. We got our 25th reunion this year, and my buddy's running. I was like, I can help out with some planning. And he called me, and he was talking to some of the other guys. This is even before we had talked to you about you helping out on the committee. He's like, somebody's like, what if Ruther did stand up at the event? And I was like, look, man, I haven't really talked to you in like 5 years, but I've done stand up once in 5 years. He's like, so you wouldn't do it? And I'm thinking, like, the first thought of my head was like, how many jokes can I do about Emily Nutley fucking a kid from my high school? like
who's Emily Nutley?
The teacher that banged that kid in my high school.
Yeah. That's right.
So I was like, how many jokes can I do about that? If that's greenlit, cool.
Yeah. Andy, I've done comedy, a lot since you stopped doing comedy. Hundreds of shows since you stopped doing comedy. If somebody asked me if I wanted to do stand-up at my high school reunion, I'd be like, fuck no.
Yeah, no, I told him that.
Kindly, fuck. No one wants. I don't want it. They don't want it. No, the only person who wants it is the one guy who's randomly asking.
He goes, what if you just started roasting everybody? And I'm like, but I haven't seen anybody. Hey, Jim. You look like you're a lot older and grayer and balder.
Yeah. Little old balls.
Old bald Jim over here, guys. Get him. What do you do for work now, Jim? I'm a CEO.
You just become Matt Rife. You just start asking what everybody does for a living. What do you do for a living?
Is that his bit?
I mean, that's every crowd work comics bit.
I haven't.
Hey, look, if it isn't Tim, how's you still dating Caroline? He's like, no, I broke up with Caroline 20 years ago. I got a wife now. Oh, how long you been married? He's like, he doesn't know. He doesn't know. Every crowd work comic gives you 0.3 seconds to answer how long you've been married before they're like, this guy has no idea. I bet she knows.
You know what I would do? I'd tell him to forget me doing stand-up. Let's bring a little person here to do stand-up.
Yeah. Dress him up as Andy Ruther. Give him my set.
Can we talk about
Can we talk about a little person telling the pregnant burrito joke to your high school reunion?
Oh my God.
That would be.
While
that's my dream.
I'm like 3.5 milligrams deep, just laughing my ass
3.5 milligrams deep. I'm about to OD.
You know, it was a really cool moment for me. Now that we're talking about it, just, it brought back nostalgia, but I was also like, man, this is really cool. The little convenience store by where I live, they got soft serve. My mom used to always take us there, right? On the way back from the swim club. And I remember what it cost, 59 cents for like a cone like this big. They would just load it up. New ownership, whatever. I go in there the other day to get some THC drinks. And I was like, wow, this is so cool. Look at this. As a kid, I'm getting soft serve. I'm like excited to go home. Now as an adult, I'm like, the kids are in bed. It's a Friday night.
It's the same place?
Same place.
Wow. So went ahead and got a weed license?
No, you know what the get around is? It's the Delta 9 shit. Are you familiar with this?
No.
It's so weird. There's obviously weed places all over, so it's legal here now. But it's and I had this whole conversation with my buddies when we met for our trip. If it's something called Delta 9, Google it. Delta 9 is basically a different form of THC that somehow they don't need a license.
Okay.
But it's literally like we asked when we were in Missouri, I straight up, because my buddy was busting my balls the whole time. I brought all these Delta 9.
Synthetic?
No, it's not synthetic.
Okay.
It's like, if you look at it, the science behind it, I can't explain it. You'd have to Google it. But like, my buddy was busting my balls the whole trip. We went to a dispensary. I was like, let's ask them. Because I brought a bunch of Delta 9 drinks. I was like, these are great. They're basically seltzers, but with THC. He's like, that's not real THC. He kept saying it. And then we asked the chick, I go, you know, the expert's going to be at the fucking dispensary. Let's ask the hippie chick. And she explained it. And I forget, to be honest, because I was stoned.
Because I was high.
Yeah. She was like, yeah, dude, it's the same thing. That's like a loophole for places to sell is the Delta 9. And that's what the place, that's what it does. How they get around it. Why is Delta not okay? Yeah, it's hemp-derived Delta 9 THC is legal as long as products contain no more than 0.3% THC per dry weight. I don't know what that means. But
I always thought Delta 9 was just a nickname for some of the hijackers on 9/11. Yeah, that 42 that got taken down by the Delta 9.
Yeah, man, it's a loophole. It's a loophole that I can go get my little drinky drink on. Which, by the way, lovely weather now. Guess who's hitting the deck tonight with some Delta 9, son? We'll be getting
hitting your own deck.
Yeah, I'll be hanging out, man.
Didn't you have a renovated deck, right?
Yeah.
How's that going?
It's great, man. Haven't really been able to use it, but
what's out there? You got a barbecue grill out there?
That's down the steps on a little cobble, not cobble. Yeah, it's
little flagstone kind of landing, little brick. Yeah.
Do a little of that. I got a little sectional up there, a big swivel chair.
A little outdoor sectional
on the deck. Yeah, outdoor sectional. Got a little swivel chair. Got a little like a rectangular fire pit. But I didn't want to get too much. We got an adult size Connect 4, which Isla loves. We put a little stool and shoulder. I didn't want to get too much stuff out there. It's not the biggest stack.
You're every brewery with shitty beer. Like, we got, but hold on. Yes, our IPA tastes like piss, but we do have adult Connect 4.
Oh yeah, man. My neighbor roll over. I talk shit to him. He'll roll over. We'll get stoned and we'll play.
Listen, if you drink this, it's going to taste like you pulled out the water trap of a Christmas tree and you drank it. But we have this game where you can try to catch a ring on a hook. It's a piece of string with a ring on a hook. So,
oh no, man, the adult Connect 4. I'm like, I kick people's ass. I tell people, no, don't mess with me on the Adult Connect 4.
You ever chew on raw hops? No. Well, try this and then go try shuffleboard. We have shuffleboard. It's kind of like a game for the elderly, but not us because we're
yeah. If you want to play the games, you move inside for the Papa Shot, for
Yeah.
the Miss Pac-Man.
Let's go.
All right, let's get a Justin Wood call.
Justin Wood.
Let's see what he's saying these days.
Boys, Randy Ruther here. First
He's Randy, by the way. Sorry, not Justin.
off, Andy, I'm really sorry, buddy. I'm someone that's been through a broken engagement. I know how tough it can be. So I'm here for you. If you need to talk or you need a roommate, hit me up. Second of all, the Myles Garrett signing extension. Dude, the Browns might have went from making the worst contract signing to the smartest. It didn't dawn on me until I was like looking into all this. But what they did, they just reset the entire market. And that could kick out Watt and Hendrickson from the AFC North. From one signing, you got rid of two of the best pass rushers in the NFL out of your division. Now, granted, the Browns probably wouldn't do anything anyway, but I got to give credit where it's due. Great signing, and yeah, pretty impressive Browns, but you still signed Watson. See him.
Is he autistic now? Speaking of autistic, like what was that call? What are we doing here? What the hell was that call?
I mean, he's like, obviously he's trolling the Browns a little.
For sure.
But also, you know, we talked about the Garrett signing when it happened. Everybody agrees. The biggest Browns haters in the world agree. Myles Garrett's fucking fantastic player, elite talent. But you put a Mercedes emblem, you put a gold Mercedes emblem on the front hood of your fucking Yugo. Like, what the fuck are we doing here? Like, you're not winning shit. He's like, he was leaving because he didn't like your fucking franchise. And you're like, oh, we'll overpay you. At the same time, it's like, if you're not going to sign him, who the fuck are you going to sign? Like, what are you going to do? You know, like, you have to try to get, I mean, we've talked about how fans refuse to like boycott. I mean, Browns fans will convince themselves that they have a chance to win the AFC North by the time the year rolls around. But like, he's the only guy on your team with a fucking name who's worth anything. Like, you almost have to sign him. But at the same time, it did reset the market. And what the trolling thing is going to kind of come back and just bite Justin in the ass here, because he's right. It probably will, like the Bengals, because they're like, we'd love to sign you, but that Myles Garrett deal kind of fucked us. Also, we're looking to sign 2 more wide receivers. So, you know.
Yeah, that's true, Justin. I know you're trolling. I said this to Prano before the show. The Steelers, they'll figure it out. I mean, maybe they don't. I'd be shocked if they trade J.J. Watt or T.J. Watt. I'd be shocked. The Bengals, like
J.J. Watt, T.J. Watt, C.J. Watt, Lakers in 5.
you know, the Bengals are the Bengals, man. And you know, my stance all along to every Bengals fan was, before you even look at the wide receivers, sign your defensive star, because the defense was trash. That's what I would have done. Sign your defensive star.
I don't, what you guys both, like, you hate watch and Randy love watches every Bengal snap. So obviously Hendrickson's been great. I don't know. I don't watch enough Bengals football to know if like he's been great and he's going to be great. We think he's going to be great. There's no sign of him not being great in the next 5 seasons.
Well, no,
we don't know
old.
what
He's 31. So
yeah.
It's like,
yeah, but listen, like there's been guys who fucking, you know, play well into their mid 30s.
True.
I don't like, I don't know. I don't know enough. I don't watch enough Bengals snap to be like, whatever. But the point is your defense is trash.
Yeah.
And so, like, it feels like that's something that could have gotten done, again, before your wide receivers who, whatever, we don't have to go down that. But, like, the Steelers don't have a quarterback that they're paying. There's no sign of them paying one. Probably going to draft a guy, maybe not even in the first round. They're built on defense. They're probably going to get the TJ Watt thing done. And then it's just going to be only the Bengals in the division that don't have the elite pass rusher.
On a defense that was already trashed. So, like, maybe you should.
But Al Golden.
Yeah, they got Al Golden.
So,
I mean, who would be a better defensive coordinator, Al Bundy or Al Golden? I don't know.
Have you guys thought about a collab? Al Golden star, Al Gold's defensive coordinator, Chili.
I'll put that up to the powers that be.
It's all about collabs these days, Andy.
Oh, I know.
That's literally all branding is now, is collabs.
You heard me. I'm trying to collaborate my daughter and a little person in
the
cooking show.
Just a reminder that everybody should go to Dirty Sports MillerLite.com/Dirty Sports for tomorrow's big Miller Lite / Joe Prano Day of Glory collab.
Yeah, I mean, maybe I'll bring in Isla for a little collab. She can
the Isla and Ian collab.
She can
show collab.
She can tell you good job like she always does.
Yeah,
tell you good
job.
Her
big thing. Good job.
She treats me like I'm autistic. I put on her jacket. Good job, Dad. When did this start? She does it all the time now.
Love that she's patronizing. She's just a 2-year-old who patronizes you.
Oh no, me, Brittany, everybody. Good job. What? Because I brought you over a grilled cheese. Good job. Are you being sarcastic? No, and I know why she does it because I always tell her good job. I'm trying to bring that positive reinforcement.
Yeah.
So now it's just.
So now all of a sudden your daughter's going to be a positivity influencer. She grows up.
I'll be curious where the influence
wouldn't
is.
Live, laugh, love signs, but that just say good job.
I wonder where that will be in 15 years. The influencing stuff.
Oh yeah.
Like next level. 310-359-8365. Speaking of, probably should get her and the baby
from daycare.
Yeah,
they're at daycare right now.
Yeah, they're at daycare.
Wrap up Dirty Sports. Go get your kids.
Wrap up Dirty Sports. Get the girls. Bring them on the deck. Dominate some. Connect 4.
Love it.
This is my life, Joe. This is what I would call quality of life. Fire up the grill. I got some salmon from Kroger today. Maybe grill some salmon. Got some shrimp cocktail to go with it.
I'm telling you, you're a couple of dogs. Adopt a couple of dogs, get some dogs back in your life. You're a couple of dogs away from being every shitty brewery ever. You got kids running around, dogs running around.
Yeah, the dog has been a hot discussion, but I'm not.
I got 3 if you want one.
I'm not with 2 kids.
You'll love this. You'll love this deep sports reference. All right, ready? Bob, our Great Dane, has had some fucking whatever issues, ass issues. So he's on medication and he's on steroids. And since he's been on steroids, he's been trying to rape the puppy. And now I just call him Latimer.
Was he on prednisone?
Yeah. He's been real rapey ever since he got on steroids. He's walking around the kitchen, starting defense, place at the table, puts his head through the door.
Are your dogs spitting in each other's mouths?
Yeah. They basically are.
Latimer.
Peep goes inside Bob's mouth and will just like lick inside his mouth. Full head inside his mouth.
Wow. Yeah, sounds like they are. All right, give us a shout. Anything else, Prano?
No. If you're a dirtball in Georgia, hit me up. I'm trying to make some plans. If you are not subscribed, if you're listening to the free version of this out there, make sure you subscribe to us on Substack. It's, you can subscribe for free. And if you do that, you'll get an alert tomorrow when I figure out how to go live on across a couple different platforms. Going to watch Mets, going to watch Knicks. Who knows? If we're having a good time, might just roll into Clippers Nugs. See how we do. Clippers, Nugs, chicken nugs. Are we ordering B-dubs again? Who can say? Miller Lite will be drank. New York sports will be watched. Subscribe to us on Substack. Subscribe to me on Substack. And follow me on all social media at Joe Prano.
Word. You guys follow me at Andy Ruther. DMs are always open. All right. Have a great show. Or we did.
We had a great show, Andy.
We had a great show. Thanks for listening. See you guys on Monday. And as always, stay dirty.